Genesis chapter 3, verse 14. And this is where judgment comes, right? God said, don't eat the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And we talked about last week, it wasn't that the tree was evil, right? The tree was pleasing to the eye. The tree was good for food. Those things, even Eve got that right when the serpent was deceiving. It wasn't desirous for gaining wisdom. It was going to give knowledge of good and evil. And you think, well, knowledge of good and evil, that doesn't say. How many of you, if you really just, you didn't know what the circumstance of what happened with here in Genesis, and you thought knowing right from wrong, you could learn what's right and wrong. How many think, I mean, that sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Knowing what's right and wrong. Then you know, okay, so it kind of makes sense. Knowing right and wrong is good. It's not bad. But God knew that in that knowledge, sin would take that opportunity and take dominion. Sin would jump right in. Remember, in Romans, it talks about, Paul talks about this. He says, you know, I didn't even know what coveting was until God said, or the law said, do not covet. Yeah. Now, I just want everything. You know, it's like sin seizes that opportunity. And Paul points out that when, you know, God takes the Israelites out of Egypt and he gives them that law, that when they received that, sin became even more powerful. And then he's like, so then you might start think, okay, well, then the law is bad, the law is evil. And he's like, no, by no means, the law is good. And if there was a law that could bring life, we would have it. But there wasn't. The only thing that could bring life was the tree of life, eating of that tree. But the access, again, was guarded with the cherubim and the flaming sword. That's the only way to it now. There's no way to get to the tree of life except by the shedding of blood, because sin has separated us from us, and without the shedding of blood, there's no remission of sin. And so we have to die now to get to that tree of life. And God said, man, I'm not going to let them get to the tree of life now that they have this knowledge, now that sin has this power over them. And that's why he took them out.